What I'm about to show you is the exact blueprint that I followed to become a millionaire by the age of 26. So you've probably had someone by now tell you just how important it is for you to invest your money. But look, it can feel both intimidating and confusing when you're starting out, especially if you're a young person.
I'm a baby, I have no money.
So if this sounds like your situation, you're in the right place. The investments that I made in my 20s changed my entire life. But the unfortunate truth is, a lot of people blow it in their 20s. Instead of working hard, getting ahead, and investing, they get sucked into the instant gratification lifestyle and begin living paycheck to paycheck. So I don't want that to be you here, but I do have to set some expectations first. Number one, I have to mention that I am not a financial advisor, and this isn't any kind of personalized financial advice. And number two, everyone's experience with business, investing, and really all things financial is going to be different. While I've personally had a lot of success building different businesses and making different investments, keep in mind that there's always risk involved. Now that I'm 30, I've built up a portfolio that allows me to earn passive income every single month. And this allows me to focus on the things that I truly enjoy in life without having to stress all the time about money. But here's the thing, this wasn't a result of luck at all. Instead, this was a series of investments I made in my 20s after following closely what worked well for others. So let's get into exactly how I did it. The first and arguably most important investment that you can make in your 20s is going to be investing in your own personal knowledge. Here's the thing, when you're a young person, you probably have a lot of time on your hands, but maybe not necessarily a lot of money. So before you buy stocks, real estate, crypto, or even start that business, I recommend building the mental foundation that's going to help you make smart decisions across all of those different avenues. Because I'm going to tell you right now that most of what they teach you in high school does not apply to the worlds of investment or entrepreneurship. Your 20s are the perfect time to develop your mindset and build financial literacy. And the best part is this doesn't have to require much money or any money at all. And even with no monetary investment, the returns that you get from these investments can multiply and compound for the rest of your life. Now, investing in your knowledge doesn't necessarily mean going back to school and pursuing a higher education, although it could. Higher education can be a smart decision if it's able to help you break into a higher paying career or specialized field. It really just depends on what your goals are. But even outside of the world of traditional education, there are endless ways to level up your personal knowledge of things. Reading books is going to be one of my favorite places to get started. Nerdwallet has some recommendations on finance books on their Smart Money podcast, so I'll leave a link to that book club down below. Listening to podcasts, taking online courses, and following creators and mentors who have done what you want to do is another great way to learn from experts. So, hint hint, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Keep in mind that the more you learn, the more confident and capable that you're going to be when it comes time to take action. In your 20s, knowledge is the foundation that sharpens everything else. The sooner you start, the stronger your foundation's going to be. The second investment you should consider making in your 20s is a 401k contribution if your employer offers this as an option, especially if they're offering a company match. The earlier that you start saving for retirement, the better, and that's thanks to compound interest. When you invest over the long haul, it starts to grow from not just your original contributions, but also from the dividends and earnings of those original contributions too. Over time, this can snowball and become some serious wealth. Think of it this way. If you start investing in your 20s and don't stop, your money could have over 40 years to grow before you even touch it. That's the key to turning small, consistent investments into a well-funded retirement plan, but you'll get the most benefit from this if you start early. When I was working for the local power utility company in my early 20s, I made sure to max out my 401k contribution up until the limit that my employer was willing to match. If your employer is offering a 401k match, it's literally free money. So if you're not taking advantage of this with your 401k, you are quite literally just leaving money there on the table. Even if you don't feel like you have much that you can contribute right now, I would encourage you to do whatever you can, even if it's just 1%. That's because it's not the amount that matters at first, it's the habit. The main goal is to make small yet consistent contributions and then let time and compound interest do the heavy lifting for you. Your future self is going to thank you. This next investment is going to be important for your more near-term goals. Yes, retirement accounts can be a great way to build long-term wealth, but what about getting access to your money before your golden years? That's why many people will open up this next important investment account. In my 20s, I opened a taxable individual brokerage account outside of my retirement contributions to my 401k. I'm going to be dating myself here, but I opened up a Scottrade account at the time, and I was actually paying about $7 a trade. This more flexible investment account is where many will invest in stocks, ETFs, index funds, and more. What you need to know here is that a brokerage account does not have the same tax advantages of retirement accounts, and that means you'll pay taxes on dividends, interest, and realized gains. But it also means that there are no contribution limits, and you can sell your investments and cash out at any time without any penalties or restrictions that are often associated with retirement accounts. Now, in terms of what you actually invest in, you could go out there and pick individual stocks. But generally speaking, one of the most trustworthy approaches is going to be investing in low-fee index funds. These are essentially baskets of different investments, and this can offer important benefits such as diversification. If that's the route you choose, a starting point might be the S&P 500 index. This fund includes 500 of the largest public companies in the United States, giving you diversification across tech, healthcare, finance, and more. When you invest in an S&P 500 index fund, you're essentially betting on the entire US economy as a whole, and historically, this has been a pretty good bet. But you can explore investments on your own if you decide to open up this type of investment account. This next investment is what I've personally put the most money into, as well as made the most money from, and that is going to be real estate. But before I tell you all about it, guys, real quick, hit that subscribe button for me because we're really trying to grow the channel this year. So I bought my first property back in 2019, and instead of just going out and buying a single family house, I followed a strategy called house hacking. If you've never heard of it before, house hacking is essentially finding ways to make money from your home, such as buying a house with multiple units, living in one, and then renting out the others to earn extra income to offset that mortgage. Let me give you an example of how this could work. Imagine you buy a triplex, which is a 3-unit property, and then you have a monthly mortgage payment of $3,000. So then let's say you decide to live in one of those units and you rent the other 2 out for $1,250 a month. Well, that's $2,500 per month in rent coming in, and that means that you're only responsible for the other $500 of that mortgage yourself out of pocket. In some cases, depending on location and rental demand, it's entirely possible to live for free or even get paid while living for free with the right house hacking setup. But do keep in mind that your mortgage is far from your only expense when it comes to real estate. There's going to be plenty of other headaches and expenses that come along with it, such as the time I had a water heater burst on me on Easter Sunday at my rental property. So don't forget those kinds of things when you're trying to figure out how much potential profit you can make from an investment. So far, I haven't personally expanded into owning multiple rental properties, but even having just one house hack that's set up well can honestly change your life financially. It's not uncommon for people to spend 30 years paying off a mortgage on a single family home, trying to reach this goal here of a low cost of living for retirement. But here's the thing, the right house hack can get you that same lower cost of living, but a lot sooner than 30 years. You can actually have that from day one. Just make sure you do your homework before diving into any kind of investment out there, especially real estate. You're going to want to learn more about real estate, from location to construction to property management and beyond, so you're ready if you actually want to take this leap. Next up, let's talk about getting some guidance on your investment journey. When you're younger, the idea of going out and getting a financial advisor might seem like it's unnecessary or possibly out of reach. But as your income grows and your financial life becomes more complex, having someone in your corner for this could potentially be one of the best investments that you make. So what is a financial advisor? This is a professional individual who helps you plan, optimize, and manage your finances. They can help you with everything from budgeting and setting goals goals to tax planning and retirement strategies, and more. When you're younger, you might only need some light guidance or possibly a one-time consultation to get things up and running. But as you get older and inevitably start juggling more, a long-term relationship with a financial advisor often becomes more valuable. Again, it's about knowing what you need and what your options are. So do some research and check out what's available to you. And if you don't know where to start, check out Nerdwallet's Advisor Match service linked down below. This can help you connect with qualified financial advisors based on your goals, preferences, and most importantly, current financial situation. I'm a firm believer that investing in the right guidance can result in saving you time, reducing stress, and helping you build a stronger financial future. Next, let's talk about term life insurance. And I know what you're probably thinking, that doesn't exactly sound like an investment. But hear me out. While it may not be an investment in the traditional sense, it's one of the smartest things that you can do to protect everything else that you're building. And typically, it's much cheaper and easier to get this in your 20s as a healthy adult. When you're young, life insurance can feel unnecessary, especially if you're in good health and don't have any children. But that's exactly why this is the perfect time to get something like this started. And then, once you have it in place, you can often keep this policy for decades. On the flip side, if you wait until your 30s or 40s to do this, getting covered is often going to be a lot more expensive or even more difficult to get qualified for. This is especially true if your health condition changes. So even if you don't think you need it right now, you might want to consider this investment into your future. And guys, this final investment on our list here is one that you may not be thinking about much in terms of your financial future, but it's arguably one of the most important investments in the long run, and that is your health. When you're in your 20s, it's easy to feel invincible. You tend to bounce back quickly, have more energy, and probably aren't worrying too much about your body. But again, just like with the health insurance, this is the exact right time to start thinking about it before issues crop up. It's the same idea behind performing routine maintenance on a car. Your body is like the engine that powers every single thing that you do, from your relationships to your career and everything else in between. If your body starts breaking down, everything else is going to suffer along with it. So for starters, routine health maintenance is crucial for maintaining physical and mental health. That of course means staying on top of your routine checkups and physicals, going in for your dental cleanings, and more. In addition, physical activity is so important too, whether that's just going out for a walk with the dog, or maybe it's yoga or hitting the gym. This is so important. As you get older, you'll find that eating well, getting enough sleep, and managing stress are all investments that pay off handsomely too. Healthcare costs can balloon out of control no matter what your age is. So instead of worrying about it later, invest in your health today. But I want to ask you a question. Which of these investments in your 20s do you think is the most important? Leave me a comment down below. If you want to learn more about my passive income streams, be sure to check out this next video about my 5 passive income streams, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time.